some news to tell you. Today, when we let Honey out, she showed behavior of waning out of estrus. She was a lot more motivated by food. It was a lot easier to get her away from Ted's enclosure today. And she actually sat in the window den for a little bit, like old Honey self. Holly, however, is still in estrus, and that could be why Lucky and Holly are not coming down. They're maybe in the 2.5 acres playing, and they are way more interested in each other than they are by food. Also, even though it's a little chillier day, today in Ely, the sun is still very hot for our black bears that still have their winter coat on. Their guard hairs can still get up to 129 degrees Fahrenheit and still get a temperature of 112 degrees on the skin. So to combat the heat, they'll lay in the shade, and they will swim in the pool, and they will lay in mud and dirt that's cooler because they have less hair on their bellies than they do on their backs. So they'll spread out their legs and lay in the dirt to try and cool down a little bit. Just so everyone is aware, our lily pad picnic is happening July 17th, 18th, and 19th. So if you've not gotten your hotel reservations yet, please do so. They fill up quickly. And on the 18th for the lily padders and for people here, we will be opening our Northwoods Ecology Hall. It is still in progress right now, but is getting a lot closer, and I am so excited for this hall to open. It looks so cool every time I walk past it in the morning and the afternoon, getting my stuff and getting ready to work in the center. We have 3 taxidermies that are new to the building. We have a moose, a deer, and a caribou, and their bases look so beautiful, thanks to some of our hard workers. The wolf that we previously had in the middle of the floor by the theater is now going to be in the Northwoods Ecology Hall. Its base got redone. It's being redone, and our polar bear also is being redone. So if you guys were here today, you may have saw it in the morning. It just had wood, and now it has a nice white stuffing on it to look like snow. It is not complete yet, but it's going to look very beautiful. In the Ecology Hall, we are going to have 3 terrariums, one for turtles, one for snakes, and one for frogs. 2 of our interns have been working very hard on this project. They put the interns up to the project of finding what frogs can actually live together in the terrariums and what kind of habitats they need and what they need in them. And our interns have been studying very hard to find what frogs can live together and what snakes can live together, and working on making those terrariums complete. I know that they have 90% completed the turtle terrarium, and they are working hard on finding rocks and things in nature to put in the terrariums. We're also going to have an aquarium with native fish like walleye and bass and maybe a perch. I'm not entirely sure which fish are growing in there, but we're also working on finding rocks for that aquarium. If you guys go on Bear Chat Picture Place on Facebook, you will see many pictures of our bears and the new pictures of the hall that's getting redone and other new ads and upgrades that we have going on in our building. While they're still trying to coax them down, I can give you guys some background on Holly and Lucky. Holly is our 2-year-old. She came to us in December of 2013. She was born in the wild and was raised by a family. She was separated from her mother in a wildfire. Here comes Holly. She's down by our rock den. And she's going to have her dinner on the cedar pile. Her dinner is in a grocery bag with her food in it. There is trail mix, cranberries, some fruit, which I believe is grapes today, and some peanuts. In our trail mix, it's not a normal human trail mix. There is no candy, which I very much like in my trail mix. In their trail mix, they have dried fruit, some bear chow, and some more peanuts. We do this enrichment to keep their minds mentally stimulated and physically active. In the wild, no, they would not come across a grocery bag full of food. Here comes Lucky down by the food shed. In the wild, they would find beehives and logs with ants in them that they would have to work to find the food. In a beehive, they don't actually go for the honey. They go for bee larvae and pupa, which are very full of protein because bears don't actually eat meat for protein. They will eat bugs and nuts for their protein. And Lucky, if you want a picture of Lucky, I would take one quick because normally he likes to pick up his grocery bag and then go to his private dining area. But I guess he wants to stay down a little bit longer and have some water. Like I was saying, Holly was wild born in Arkansas where she was separated from her mother in a wildfire. And there goes Lucky. A family rescued Holly from the wildfire and took her in what they thought was the best interest for the bear. We obviously do not recommend you taking in a cub to raise as your own. If you find an orphaned or injured cub, we would like you to call a rehab center where they can better take care of the bear. The Arkansas Fish and Game found out about Holly being raised by this family and confiscated her and took her to the Tennessee Appalachian Bear Rescue, where they deemed her irreleasable to the wild. Then Holly had to find a forever home, and we were looking for a younger cub, so we luckily were able to get Holly, and this is now her forever home. And she's named Holly because she came in 2 days after Christmas in 2013. So she's named Holly after the holly berry in the holidays. Lucky, who you guys saw take his dinner to go, has a similar background. He's also born wild in Wisconsin and was found wandering around as a cub in a Wisconsin neighborhood. The DNR picked him up and brought him to a rehab center where he was deemed irreleasable. So they found him a forever home here. And Lucky came here in 2007 as a 6th, 7-month-old cub. Lucky is a very gentle, curious bear. He is ruled by his world of smell. He will always smell before he takes a treat from your hand when we do give them treats. And when he gets the bag, he will also smell a dinner bag before he starts chowing down. He's very into different smells. Holly is also a very curious bear, and she's a little feisty little cub, too. She will run around the enclosure a lot to burn off energy, and we like to call her a little bundle of energy. Holly, as you guys may be able to see, she is actually in the shedding process. She's the furthest along of all of our bears. If you look at her back, you might see some brown patches and hair tufts coming out. That is her undercoat layer of hair coming out. And some people do ask us if we brush our bears. We do not. We let the nature brush our bears. They can easily get their hair off by brushing it against trees and logs and other bears. I've also seen Holly brush against the fence. When we do behind-the-scenes tour, she will vigorously rub her head against the fence and her neck to try and get the loose hair out. If you guys here in town want to see other wildlife, I encourage you to check out the Wolf Center across town. They are very similar to us, but instead of bears, they are about wolves. They have 4 ambassador wolves, just like we have 4 ambassador bears. And if you guys like seeing this enrichment, please check us out on bear.org. We have live cameras set up So 24/7, you guys can watch our bears. There's a camera right here facing the pond. There's a camera over our grassy mound. And Ted/Honey, depending on who's at enclosure, actually has a camera on their small enclosure. And we do these broadcasts and enrichments every day at 11, 1, and 4. Also, if you guys enjoyed being here at the Bear Center, please let your friends know. We are open every day from 9 to 6. And with your wrist pass, it's an all-day-long pass, so you can come and go as you please that day. And you only have to pay once. So you can come in, see an enrichment at 11, go back into town, have lunch, shop around a little bit, and you can come back before dinner time and see them get their dinner. As you can see, Holly has pretty much gone through her bag, and she still hasn't really touched her romaine yet, and she still has an apple left. If she decides to walk away, she probably will come back later, or Lucky will, to see what she has left over from her dinner after he's done, and clean off the scraps. Also, we have chipmunks and squirrels in our enclosure and blue jays that will actually come and help clean up after the bears. The bears don't seem to mind our chipmunks very much. Lucky has been the only one that's done a bluff charge at a chipmunk the other day, and I found it really funny. Otherwise, chipmunks and squirrels can run up to the bears and grab some of their nuts and then run away. Holly has come very close to one of the chipmunks by smelling them on their back, and then didn't do anything else. I want to thank you again, guys, for listening out there to those pond chatters and people visiting us. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate you listening and spending some time at the Bear Center.